in a package tonight. South African President Ramaphosa holds talks with Tinubu after his second term inauguration. Akwa Ibom Assembly screens external auditors to look into state local government accounts. Cholera outbreak. Health professional outlines safety measures. Plus, death toll from 2024 Ash exceeds 1,000 so far. We have details of these and other stories in a moment. A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. I am Juliet Richard, and I begin by telling you that South African President Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa has visited Nigerian President Bola Tinubu in a private meeting on Thursday in Johannesburg to discuss enhancing bilateral relations between both countries. Report says the private meeting at the Radisson Blu Hotel underscored the need for a stronger partnership between Nigeria and South Africa. According to a press release from the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Chief Ajiro Ngelele, President Ramaphosa expressed his gratitude to President Tinubu for attending his second-term inauguration. On his part, President Tinubu praised Ramaphosa's inaugural speech, noting its relevance to the challenges faced by African countries and the necessity for increased collaboration. The Public Accounts Committee of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has begun reviewing the 2022 audited accounts of the 31 local government areas of the state. The committee, which is chaired by the Nsari Ibom State Constituency representative, Mr. Eric Apan, commenced the exercise Wednesday at the committee room of the Assembly and promised to be thorough in the review scheduled to last for 5 days. Legislative Affairs reporter Uyokoswa completes the story.
Local government councils who appeared before the committee on the day one of the exercise were Ibesikbo Asutan, Ibionibum, Esereke, Nsaribum, and Uran. Key issues addressed included unremitted balances, outstanding deposits, cash and bank balances, and non-reconciliation of bank statements. Query responses that met the committee's requirements and resolved were waived, while others not resolved remained pending. Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Mr. Eric Akpan, said the committee's objective was to address the audit queries raised by the Auditor General for local governments. He encouraged the directors of finance, auditors, and heads of service to collaborate effectively to resolve long-standing bad debts, while the heads of the councils were tasked on strict adherence to the principles governing local government services to prevent future legal issues.
The Public Account Committee has noticed that the retirement of advances and deposits from different councils, 31 local government councils, has become a recurrent decimal. So that is why we had to prepare this template, which we will hand over to different local government, so that they will not say that they did not know the modalities of going through that retirement.
Mr. Pan noted that the committee's main responsibility is to ensure that public funds are used appropriately and in line with approved activities and services, preventing misappropriation. He instructed that all audit queries must be accompanied by evidence and assured that, with the cooperation of the local government councils, the committee would present a comprehensive 2022 audited accounts of the 31 local government areas to the House at its next sitting. Uyoko Uswa, AKBC News.
Meanwhile, legislative process to appoint external auditors for the state and local governments is ongoing in the State House of Assembly. This follows the screening of 3 accounting and auditing firms, namely Ubaudum Etuk and Co., Mfon Etuk and Co., and Edem Peters and Co. by the House Committee on Public Accounts. The accounting firms, led by their chief executive, answered questions bordering on their integrity, area of core competence, previous work experience, and how they would deliver on the assignments if appointed as external auditors. Chairman, Public Accounts Committee, Mr. Eric Akpan, flanked by other committee members, said the screening became necessary to ensure transparency and to select the best among them for the job, noting that the era where people were given appointments based on other considerations other than merit were over. According to the lawmaker, the committee's duty is to screen the firms and make recommendations to House of Assembly at plenary for ratification and adoption. A 5-man committee inaugurated by the Abak local government chapter of the People's Democratic Party hierarchy to review the previous zoning arrangements and also to submit a new zoning arrangement for chapter officers, office of the chairman of council, has presented its report zoning the chairmanship seat to a Farabong clan. The committee, chaired by a former member who represented Abak in Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Mr. Mo Iboite, presented its report in an enlarged meeting held at the Abak PDP Secretariat and attended by public office holders, chapter officers, members, elders forum, Mbongekbuk, and other political appointees. Margaret Bassi brings the details.
Other members of the committee are Mrs. Ekemini Umo, Mrs. Useneno Tom, Mr. Udrak Etogudo, while Barrister Imo Williams acted as the secretary. According to the committee chairman and secretary, the need to ensure equity, justice, and fairness on the distribution and allocation of various offices was paramount as they considered the terms of reference, analysis of the laws and constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the party, and AKBC, also the previous zoning arrangement, arriving at a conclusion that
Chairman, Otoro Clan, Vice Chairman, Farabong Clan, Secretary, Ediana, Woman Leader, Medium, Youth Leader, Attack 4, Treasurer, Medium 2, Assistant Secretary, Medium 1, Organizing Secretary, Otoro 2, Financial Secretary, Attack 5, Publicity Secretary, Attack 3, Assistant Police Secretary, Otoro 1, Legal Advisor, Attack 2, Auditor, Farabong 1, Ex Officio 1, Medium 2, Ex Officio 2, Otoro 1, Ex Officio 3, Abak 5, Ex Officio 4, Farabong 2, Ex Officio 5, Farabong 1. This committee do hereby zone the office of the council chairmanship to Farabong clan.
We'll guide the local government to sustainable system of evolving chairmanship.
The Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Elder Udemotong, while expressing satisfaction on the outcome of the zoning arrangement and the peaceful ambience that has brought about the decision of the committee's resolution, promised the collective collaboration of all sons and daughters of Abak to the smooth actualization of Governor Moino Erai's agenda.
Because of the righteous man that is on the throne, Pastor Umar Basi Eno, we have peace in all the 31 local governments. Abak have decided today that the zoning or chairmanship position is going to Farabong land. And that stands. After that, we will start rotating and it will go through the 5 clans. Two terms. Abak zoning committee.
Earlier in a welcome remark, the Abak chapter chairman of PDP, Prince Ben Ebong, noted that the 5 members of the committee were selected from the 5 clans of Abak and inaugurated on the 14th of June 2024 to carefully analyze the previous zoning arrangement, announcing that the people of Abak will act on the decision of the committee.
As the legal constitution of the party, he formed the zoning committee report of say the
representatives of ward chairman, transition committee members, elders forum, Mbongekbok, and other political appointees affirmed the decision of the zoning committee.
Today marked a very special day.
We started it, we accepted it. We have adopted that report, accepted it as a working document.
All the PA, A support.
I remember the committee and this zoning and I'm not fun.
The transition committee chairman of Abak Local Government Council, Pastor Ekerete Yang, described the zoning system as a sustainable and unbiased approach to select credible leaders due and fit for effective representation.
From the governor of the Bible sent down to the speaker and to the chairman of Abak Local Government, we are all men of God. We like justice, equity, and fair play. That is exactly what is playing out.
High points of the event was the presentation of the report by the zoning committee to the party hierarchy to be used as a working document. Margaret Bassi, AKBC News.
June 16 every year has been etched in the annals of history as a reminder of the sacrifices made by the young students in the pursuit of educational equality. In 1976, scores of students in Soweto, South Africa, were brutally massacred for protesting against the injustice in the education system. To mark this event, King's Gate Christian International High School, Sam Edem Street, a wet housing estate to Yo, relived the memories of those retired students by celebrating the International Day of the African Child with a cultural competition. The event showcased the essence of the African child, highlighting the importance of preserving our rich heritage and promoting educational excellence. Udwabasi Okbosan reports.
It was fun to witness the students of King's Gate Christian International High School commemorate the International Day of the African Child with a cultural competition. They showcased various African cultures, cuisines, and languages. Countries represented were Liberia, Morocco, Somalia, Cameroon, Tunisia, Zimbabwe, and Togo. The occasion was graced by the school's founder, Professor Etemudoisien, who expressed his delight at the students' performance and saluted their efforts, saying talent exhibited at the event is a testament to the richness of African heritage.
Africa will be what we want it to be, and we will grow to be great and take our position. I want to end by thanking God for making Africa what it is.
The event featured a debate on the topic African children are more cultured than the Western children, a dance competition, and a food exhibition. At the end of the contest, the students who represented Somalia secured third place, Cameroon came second, and Togo emerged the overall winner. Parents and students who spoke with AKBC 45 News said the event highlighted the importance of celebrating African culture and heritage.
We don't understand where we are headed right now, but we feel like our children have taken up the moral of them, they're not thrown it away.
So my advice to the African child, I would say, love God,
obey your parents and take your academics seriously.
He has portrayed the culture, the cuisine of Africa. I think they have elevated Africa. And going out from here, they will not forget the roots.
My parents are strict, so the way they teach you, that's the way you do it. And they have so taught me that I would never regret it, and I have learned it. So I learned it.
Rabas Yupusin, AKBC News.
The management and staff of AKBC converged with other mourners in Afuda, Mbo local government area, to pay their last respect to a former board chairman of the corporation, the late Alexander Young, who was aged 59. The funeral, conducted by the Deeper Life Bible Church at the St. Paul's Primary School, Afuda, Mbo local government area, had family members, the political class, and a cross-section of Mbo indigents in attendance. We go for a break. When we return, federal government naps ghost workers. Stay tuned.
This is our home, where we all belong. The place where life is beautiful. The peaceful ambience we enjoy when we live together in unity and love. It's on him and you know, we go stand together, we go make them better. We be brothers and sisters, no matter where we day. It's on him and you know. No matter where we day, we are one. Let's live together in peace and harmony. Yeah.
Welcome back. The management and staff of AKBC converged with other mourners in Afuda, Mbo local government area, to pay their last respect to a former board chairman of the corporation, the late Alexander Young, who died at the age of 59. The funeral, conducted by the Deeper Life Bible Church at the St. Paul's Primary School, Afuda, Mbo local government area, had family members, the political class, and a cross-section of Mbo indigents in attendance.
Mrs. Magdalene Udokang eulogized the sterling qualities of the late council boss, described him as a pace-setter, and called on his children to emulate him. In a speech at the funeral to honor late Alex Young, the Transition Committee Chairman of Mbo Local Government Area, Mr. Sunday Tam, said a council legislative block was named in honor of the departed chairman, who did so much for the council.
Honorable Alex Young's dedication, leadership and contributions to AKBC will always be remembered and cherished by all of us. His legacy will continue to inspire us to strive for excellence in all that we do. Please know that our thoughts and prayers are with you as you navigate through this difficult time, this time of loss and grief. May you find comfort in the cherished memories you shared with Honorable Alex Young, and may his soul rest in eternal peace.
Also speaking was Executive Director Project, Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC, Sir Victor Antai, said he enjoyed a friendly and cordial working relationship with Alex Young, noted it was everything one needs in a friend.
He was more than a friend. He was my advisor, he was my defender for all we labored for, all we toiled for. The day you passed on was the day they calculated all the entitlements in NDDC. And that was the day you left me.
In a sermon, the Deeper Life pastor advised mourners to live life worthy of emulation.
As you pray today, you will get into that line. I say you will get into that line. It is not the will of God that you perish. No, never must you go and meet the rich man in hell. That man is still somersaulting in hell. But look at that Lazarus. He seek the kingdom. And then humble yourself and give their life to Jesus. And seek Jesus.
In a biography read by one of his children, described late Alex Young as a man of peace, selfless, and a humble leader. Late Alex Young, until his death, was a senior legislative aide to the Senate President and special assistant to the Executive Director Project Niger Delta Development Commission, Sir Victor Antai. He also served as a member of the Akwa Ibom State Library Board, caretaker chairman, and head of Council of Mbo, with many signature projects to his credit. His children had this to say about their late father.
We pray that death would not be our portion any longer. Both men and women without his soul, may the good Lord continue to bless us in Jesus' name.
I want to say that
former chairman, present chairman, all the councillors members, maybe we get the same disease compound. Then APC.
The remains of late Alex Young were later interred in his country home in Afuda, Mbologu government area.
The Director, Health Education and Promotion Board, Lagos State Primary Health Care Board, Mrs. Grace Adesola, on Thursday advised residents to take preventive measures against cholera seriously. Adesola gave the advice in an interview with journalists, said the disease was basically caused by what people eat and inject into their body systems, and urged residents to ensure that their source of water was safe for drinking. According to her, some of the preventive measures should include ensuring safe drinking water, maintaining proper sanitation, and safely disposing of feces. Others are to stop open defecation, practice personal hygiene by washing hands with soap regularly, ensure food safety by preparing, cooking, and storing food against flies, and avoid raw fruits except when washed by safe water. In a bid to purge the civil service of fraudulent activities, head of the civil service of the Federation, Dr. Felucid Jamie Esan, has announced a crackdown on ghost workers based abroad but receiving salaries in Nigeria. She noted that the verification of the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, IPS, helped to expose some of the fraudulent activities being perpetrated by certain individuals in the service. Jamie Esan revealed that numerous civil servants who were found to be involved in fraudulent activities were forced to resign from their positions after failing to participate in the physical verification process, which exposed their deceit. She added that civil servants who are outside the country without official permission and still on the payroll will be sacked after the ongoing verification is completed. Nigeria and the Space Exploration and Research Agency, SARA, in Delaware, USA, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU to send the first Nigerians to space. Mr. Uche Nai, Minister of Innovation, Science and Tech, said at the signing of the MOU in Abuja Wednesday that human space flight was a major aspiration of Nigeria. The minister said the slots could be available from now till December or in 2025, as Sarah would still be test running the platform. Dr. Matthew Adepuju, Director General of NASDA, said the cost of sending a Nigerian to space had been fully sponsored by Sarah, adding that the event marked the commencement of the agency's efforts to implement part of its roadmap of having a human space flight. He also said the event was worth celebrating at a time Nigeria was marking the 25 years of its space program. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has countered the allegations that Nigerian airspace is unsafe due to lack of coverage by radar, describing such as baseless and unguided statements. NCAA, through its Director General, Captain Chris Najubo, said the clarification is necessary in order to ensure the flying public in particular and Nigerians in general of safety. The regulatory body's clarification is coming after the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, NEMA, had earlier condemned the allegation, which it described as spurious and misleading. NCAA, while aligning with the position of NEMA on the total radar coverage of Nigeria, TRACON, stated how it recently investigated 2 cases of violation of the Prohibited Flight Zones DNP4 in Abuja and established that both violations consisted of a controlled flight in a controlled airspace but strayed into restricted airspace as a result of adverse weather. The day toll from this year's Hajj exceeded 1,000 on Thursday, more than half of them unregistered worshippers who performed the pilgrimage in extreme heat in Saudi Arabia. The new death reported Thursday included 58 from Egypt, according to an Arab diplomat who provided breakdown showing that of the 658 total deaths from that country, 630 were unregistered. Around 10 countries have reported 1,081 deaths during the annual pilgrimage. One of the 5 pillars of Islam, which all Muslims with the means must complete at least once in their lifetime. The Hajj, whose timing is determined by the lunar Islamic calendar, fell again this year during the oven-like Saudi summer. The National Meteorological Center reported a high of 51.8 degrees Celsius, 125 degrees Fahrenheit, earlier this week at the Grand Mosque in Mecca. And that's all we have for you tonight. But before we go, another look at the major stories. In a bid to purge the civil service of fraudulent activities, head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Falusaid Yemi Esan, has announced a crackdown on ghost workers based abroad by receiving salaries in Nigeria. We also brought you a report that South African President Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa has visited Nigerian President Bola Tinubu in a private meeting on Thursday in Johannesburg to discuss enhancing bilateral relations between both countries. That's all we have for you tonight. We appreciate your company. I am Juliet Richard. Do have a pleasant night rest.